Hey, everybody, welcome to Crown Council Live. And we're all in here. We're ready to go, Steve. Let's go.
Emily is here. So, welcome to Pam Peterson, who is the president of Total Patient Service, and Des McCallie. So, Des is the lead virtual trainer at TOPS. And
Nice.
we're kicking off National Safety Month today. And Pam and Des have prepared a most excellent, entertaining OSHA compliance webinar today to kick everybody off. Your safety skills will be challenged today, no question. So fasten your seatbelts. So Stu, I think you have some
Yeah,
announcements before we.
I do. I wonder if June feels overwhelmed with how many months. A lot of pressure for June for how many things are
It
going
is
on here.
a lot going on in here, which is all good. I don't know who decides these things,
I
but
don't either.
we'd,
Hey, so I have one really fun thing I wanted to share. I'm going to share my screen. This is a screen capture of the office, and the office manager's daughter came up with this really fun idea. She donates bracelets that she makes. She's not making any money for herself. Puts these out on the front desk, and is selling them to raise money for their Smiles for Life campaign.
that's the coolest.
Isn't this awesome? So fun. So we're gonna interview her and kind of share her story for next week. But as we finish up the Smiles for Life whitening campaign, so many fun things like this kind of come out of it.
Yeah,
People that want to give and do do more. And this has created a lot of fun buzz in their practice and amongst their team. So just a fun shout out to Izzy and um, just giving her all the props that she needs for. I mean, they're donating. She's not taking any money. All of it goes to the charity that they're raising money for. So good
that's
job.
a fun summer project. That's the best.
Very fun. I did want to navigate to my screen real quick. So Steve and I last week interviewed one of our new resource partners, and I wanted to show and make sure everybody's on the same page. When I'm logged into crowncouncil.com, everyone that logs in can see this tab here called My Directory. And everyone's directory looks a little different. This is how mine looks. But inside every Crown Council member's directory, you will see a hub here called Resource Partners. And last week we interviewed Protect It. We spent a few 12 minutes with them. And if we search for Protect It, we'll find their landing page. And the interview that we did last week is found here if you missed it. And I wanted to highlight real quick, they made an offer that has now been posted out to the Crown Council email network yesterday, which is very fun. They have figured out a way to donate to Smiles for Life, $100 Smiles for Life donation with the purchase of this new emergency medical kit. And
Which is all part of safety. In fact, Protected's going to do a webinar later this month on practice preparation for emergencies. So everything you need to do to be prepared in the unlikely event of an emergency. Every practice has to have a medical kit, emergency medical kit stocked with the right supplies that are current, no expiration dates, and they got a great system to keep that updated that is seamless so you don't have to worry about it. So it's a great solution.
very good. So I want to make sure that everybody can see this and spends a few minutes getting to know our resource partner, Protect It. Very good. One other housekeeping item that I wanted to share back to the main directory here. If you click on my directory, you will see the Premium Member Hub. And last week, Steve and I spent just a few minutes on this new Culture Works. We've put it at the top for everyone. If it's not clear, here's the text: new, start here. So, this is a new Culture Works exercise that you and your team can work through. As you can see, the tabs over on the left to create your new culture guide or update your culture guide and to create um, uh, your written culture guide in your practice. This is a step-by-step opportunity for everyone to start building their culture by design and not by default. So if you're sitting there wondering what comes next or what should I be doing, this is a great place to start.
And then the second one listed there, Stuart, is service values, which is different than your culture guide, and that results in what we recommend every practice have, which is a service value card. This is the deliverable that ends up at the end of that exercise and walks you through all the steps so that everybody on the team is on the same page with the same service values, the same service promise and commitment. So if you haven't done that, that is required for any great practice that's committed to a culture of success.
Nice. Great, Steve. One last thing we've had, if you wanted to know what question gets asked the most to the text us box down here, it is, what are the Smiles for Life totals and where can I find them? And here they are. So every week we update the Smiles for Life whitening totals, and you can see where you stack up the top offices from last week, and then the overall top offices. We can scroll all the way down, and you can see the big list of all the donations for Smiles for Life whitening. An incredible display year after year of charitable giving, not only from our partners at Ultradent, but from the patients and the practices. So you can check your competitive nature, your heart's desire right here to see where you stack up. And everyone should be listed that's donated even a penny. So kudos to everyone. And this changes every week. So we're grateful for all the money donated.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Very fun.
I love it.
Very good. Steve, would you introduce what's going to happen next?
Yes. Okay. So in observance of National Safety Month, which is the month of June, we're going to have a month's worth of content on all things safety starting today. We're first, I've asked Pam and Des are going to present their top 10 most frequently violated OSHA regulations, and violate them at your peril. So anybody who's worked with Pam knows about, Pam just has some things that, man, these are things that you got to toe the line on these things, and a lot of people don't. So she's going to go through her top 10 most frequently violated OSHA rules that are there for a reason. So that's going to kick off National Safety Month. We're going to do cybersecurity this month. We're going to do emergency preparedness this month. So all things safety. So get out your pens, get out your checklists. We'll actually have some resources at the end of the training today, but these are, in all seriousness, these are things that are important for patient safety and team member safety that'll give you more peace of mind knowing that you're doing the right thing for the right reason to stay safe. So Pam, of course, leads the total patient service team that is spread out all over the country. All the practice advisors are deployed in practices today, training TOPS and Crown Council teams to create the best patient service environment. And so Pam, welcome. Des, many of you have worked with Desiree. Desiree leads our virtual coaching team at Total Patient Service. So she works with teams online to train in some of the best patient service skills on the planet. So welcome both of you, and let's step up our OSHA game today.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're going to kick it off. The top 10 OSHA violation. Now we know that there are many, but we just selected the top 10. All right, Des. All right, so the first thing when we kick this off, we want to know if the one word that you think about when you hear OSHA. Now we gave you a little example.
Oh,
But what is the one word that comes to mind? So Des is going to advance to the next screen and give you some homework on how you can accomplish that.
Now I'm going to change our slide here and everyone pull out their phone. You actually get to use your phone intentionally today, not just when you get bored with OSHA information.
get to play.
Let's play a game. Okay, so everyone will need a phone. Take out your camera, scan the QR code here,
I got mine.
or go to kahoot.it and enter the game pin, which is 4570219. Pick a fun name, pick a real name, your superhero name.
I'm in.
Go Stu. We've got one player so far. One player. Gold crown. Love it. Everyone gets to play.
All right. We're ready to roll. Let's do it.
I like Kahoot it. That's a great website address.
Yeah.
Is it just me and Steve?
Yes, only 2 players.
Sound good.
That's all right.
All right.
Are we going?
Once.
Let's do it, Des. Yep.
Okay. Let's go. First question is actually writing a word. So Steve and Stu will write how they feel about OSHA. What's one word? So actually, which of you is better? One word to describe how you feel about OSHA. Type in your answer. Confused. Oh, good. And now we're going to go to 4 more questions regarding OSHA. Let's really quiz Stu and Steve and see what they know.
Here we go.
All
Thank you.
right. This is a quiz. So you'll look at your phone, pick a shape and color that aligns. What's the purpose of OSHA, gentlemen? Is it to keep your patients safe, ensure a safe working environment, drive us crazy, or so OSHA can collect fines? What's the purpose? One answer so far. Oh, okay. We've got one who said patient
I was
safe and
wrong.
one working environment. It is to create a safe working environment.
Yes.
Go Steve.
All right, next one. Okay, so far gold crowns in the lead.
Yeah,
Yep.
babe.
Next question is a quiz, the same. OSHA training is for who? Doctors, all clinical team members, administrative team members, or all of the above? Oh, bravo.
Oh, redemption, Stu.
Yes, you're on the board officially.
Mm.
Next question is another quiz. What's an example of an OSHA violation? Failure to recite the words for the acronym OSHA, failure to know anything about OSHA, failure to provide OSHA training for new and existing employees, and failure to take OSHA seriously. Wow, good job.
Hey.
100%. Training is needed for new and existing team members every year.
Okay.
Bam.
So
Gold
far.
crown lead.
Yeah, don't celebrate all yet. We'll keep going.
Which is not an example of an OSHA violation? Missing or incomplete safety data sheets, failure to have a written documentation of sterilization process, failure to respect the OSHA representatives, or failure to have an emergency eye wash station. Bravo. Failure to respect is not a formal fine. Not yet anyway. Let's not test it
It's coming.
though. All right, gold crown in the lead. Okay, this is true or false. A two-handed recapping of a needle is allowed if you've been practicing for 10 years or more. True or false? Good job, gentlemen. Okay, now let's get to Pam's fact.
Wow, Stu and Steve, well done. And so all of you out there in webinar land, I received the message loud and clear. OSHA had you so stumped, you couldn't come up with a word. And I get it. The purpose of OSHA is to protect the health and safety of dental healthcare workers by ensuring a safe working environment. There's a couple of words that are bold, which is to protect, to cover, and the healthcare workers is you. OSHA is for you, all of us first, and the patient second. And when I read this, I thought about TOPS Institute. We believe in being that a practice should be team-centered first, patient second, which means we take care of the team so that the team can take care of the patients. Well, when I read this, OSHA is the same thing, so it'll be easy for me to remember, and I believe that anyway. This is all about you. So my hope is as we go through this, you'll change and decide what your word will be. And I want you to think about what you will start doing if there's some things that you need to stop doing, or if many of these things that we talk about today that you have in place and you're doing well, it's what you'll continue to do. And there's always, always room for improvement. So we're going to actually walk through them. And I want to tell you that if you've been at this for a while and you've done OSHA training like I have, there's this woman, she's been around for years and it's online, and she talks like this for about 10 hours. That's not going to happen. So, so that advances to the first. The top 10 violations. The first one is failure to provide OSHA training for new and existing team members. That is a no-no. OSHA feels like there is always potential for occupational exposure, which is why they recommend that everyone on the entire team is trained on OSHA, regardless of your position. So clinical and non-clinical are all trained on OSHA. And this is not a one and done. This needs to be performed once a year to ensure that you have protective measures in place. So that's the cadence, once a year. And this is bonus. If your practice hires any temp team members, like a temporary hygienist or a temporary clinical assistant, ask the temp service if they provide OSHA training for their team members. If not, you need to make sure that they know your protocol when they enter your practice, because the buck stops with the practice, the business owner, not the team member. That's number one. See number two. Number two, written documentation of sterilization procedures. This is significant because it gives the step-by-step protocol to ensure that all of the clinical team members are doing the same thing based on the practice standard of care and OSHA guidelines. And there's no guesswork. So there's consistency having a written documentation of your sterilization procedures. Number three. Number three is an emergency eye wash station. Now, I know you're looking at this gorgeous eye wash station that's an antique and it's yellow. They don't really look like that in dentistry. It's a metal attachment to your faucet, and most will utilize the faucet in sterilization because it's easy access when there's a potential for an accident. Now, with that being said, if you don't have one, just check with your supplier and he or she could help you with how to purchase one. And it will not disrupt utilizing the sink. You won't even know it's there. And my hope is you'll never have to use it. But in the event that you do, it's there. And this is not a please get it. This is a requirement of having an emergency eye wash station in your practice.
All right. I believe it's time for a new round of questions, gentlemen. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Ready.
Hey, let's see if Stu can pass Gold Crown.
Okay, let's go next. Okay, true or false? You can use any plastic container to dispose of sharps. Any container with a lid is fine.
That's true, Steve. True.
False.
Wait a minute, I'm not showing it on my screen.
Oh, gold ground. Oh yeah, Desiree, we can't see your screen.
You can't see it.
You can't see mine.
No.
Oh, it says paused. I'm so sorry. Can you
Okay.
see it?
There we go.
Oh yeah, milk jugs are fine.
A few extra lying around.
Oh, I'm gonna pass him. Yeah.
Oh, did you see?
That was a gift. That was a gift, Gold Crown. Thanks.
You can use any plastic container?
No.
No.
Let's do one more. Eye
That's
protection can be
false.
skipped if you find it uncomfortable.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I think mine timed out. That's why.
You both
Eye
said
protection can be skipped. It's not true.
if it's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
I feel robbed. I didn't see the screen and it timed out, so I didn't get my question in fast.
Okay, well, let's have Pam share a little bit more with us, and then perhaps you can
We
catch up.
do.
I'm gonna be quick on the trigger here. I'm not done.
No. All right, number 4, which is two-handed recapping of a needle is prohibited, which means it's a no-no. OSHA will allow you 2 options. One is a one-hand scoop, and there is a a cardboard medicament that stays in front of the needle so that the hand will never get near the contaminated needle. So you can do the one-handed scoop. The second way is there is a metal a metal equipment that you can purchase that house the cap of the needle, and you just put it in there, and so your hands won't go anywhere near the contaminated needle. And so those are the only two options. Never recapping the needle just with your hands like you saw on the image. Number 5, proper disposal of a sharps container. First of all, make sure that you have a sharps container and not a milk jug. A true sharps container. You don't have to worry about labeling it. It comes with the biohazard label. And there are many waste disposal companies out there, and I know many of you are using one. That's the best option to dispose of your sharps containers. And make sure to never overfill them, because there's a process to make sure that you secure the lid when it's 3/4 of the way full, and always store them upright, never laying down. And this is a bonus. If I share something, it means I've seen some experiences. In the event that you drop a clean needle in the sharps container, leave it.
Yeah.
Never retrieve it from
I shouldn't fish it out.
No. Please
I know
don't.
it's in there somewhere.
No, please don't. Just leave it. And make sure that you always protect yourself and utilize the disposal company so that it removes the risk from your practice. Number 6.
Uh-oh. This is a big one on Pam's list.
Yep. Inadequate personal protective equipment, also known as PPE. That is your protective eyewear, your mask, and your patient gloves. It's never okay to treat a patient, and whether you're in their mouth or out of their mouth, without the proper PPE. And when I said out of the mouth, meaning if you are adjusting an acrylic temporary, you still need to have on adequate personal protective equipment. There's a couple of violations that we've seen around the globe, and one would be doing a quick adjustment of an acrylic temporary where the team member may have on a mask and no eyewear, or eyewear and without a mask. You want to make sure that you wear the proper PPE when you are caring for the patient in their mouth and out of their mouth, especially if you are cleaning an appliance like a Dentura partial or a night appliance. You want to make sure that you use adequate personal protective equipment. And I know that if you guys could talk to me, you would say, got it, Pam. All right, Des.
All right, this is our third and final round, gentlemen. Are you
Hey.
ready?
Okay.
Oh, mine says, oh, okay, I'm back online. I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
It's still in the lead. Okay, this is another true or false. You don't have to wear OSHA approved utility gloves if it's too difficult to pick up small items. True or false? Oh, bravo, gentlemen. Very good. Who was faster? Stu's still in the lead. I'm stunned. Okay, here's another one. This is a quiz. Which of the
I'm happy about that.
are OSHA violations?
oh no.
Failure to assign an OSHA safety officer, not having an OSHA manual with written guidelines, no exposure control plan for injuries, or all of the above. Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The quiz. What's the name of the form required for exposure? 303 form,
Oh,
2 form, 301 form, or the 911 form?
not the. Yeah, it's the 911 form. That's what it is.
I don't know. Oh, we both missed.
301, 301. That was a tricky one. Okay, let's
301.
see who
That's
wins.
fine.
Let's see who won.
I think it's
Yeah.
1.
0 for 3.
Okay.
2. Steven.
Steve, we're both on the podium, Steve. Podium.
Six. Bravo, gentlemen.
Good job, Stu.
Guys, I don't know anything about OSHA, so it's okay.
Well,
You did pretty well.
You did good.
All right. Number 7 violation is missing or incomplete safety data sheets. SDS for short. Formerly known as MSDS, they dropped the M, which stands for material, but nothing has changed regarding the requirements. So common SDS forms that are required for disinfectants like glutaraldehyde, which is a cold sterile. There are different dental equipment and instruments that aren't autoclavable, and so you would use a cold sterile, which is glutaraldehyde. Sterilization chemicals, any surface cleaners or disinfectants, dental bonding agents, and X-ray processing chemicals. And this is just to name a few. And Des has a big smile on her face because she goes, Pam, are you really going to say processing chemicals for X-rays? She goes, you're going to sound archaic. She said, everybody's digital. And I was like, well, that may be true, but what if there's one or two out there that still process? So, and she goes, touche. And I was like, I'm okay to be archaic for you. And one of the things that I want to share with you is when you have SDS forms on file, if this is something that you are already doing and you're continuing, as you keep ordering, and it's the same solution, you don't need to always update the SDS file, the sheet. It's the same. Now, when you order something new and it's required to make sure that you get a new SDS form, all suppliers send them with every shipment because they know that they follow OSHA as well. Now, in the event that when you're going through all of your required SDS forms for different chemicals, all you have to do is just ask your dental supplier, your rep, for the SDS forms, and they can guide you to the correct person, and they can make sure that you have one for the supplies that you have on hand that are missing a safety data sheet. Okay, Des? All right. Number 8, exposure control plan in the event that there's an injury. So this is a plan that documents your emergency strategy, and this will minimize and eliminate work hazards and panic. I don't want anything to ever happen in your practice, but in the event that it does, you have it mapped out exactly what you're going to do, and every team member must be trained on it. When something happens in the practice as a needle stick, or being injured with a sharp, which is a scalpel, which is the number 1 and number 2 injuries that happens in a practice. And both are contaminated when it happens. And so when Steve and Stu were taking the assessment, and they was like, I don't know what form. It's actually an OSHA form, and it's called a 301 form. And it's a form that you fill out when there's an accident in the practice. Now, the OSHA officer is the one that will handle that, and you'll have another team member to take care of the team member that was injured so that that person is priority. But you must fill out the 301, and it'll ask you a series of questions about the team member. What was the injury? How did it happen? And guess what they're going to ask? List the PPE that the team member was wearing. Now, in the event that you have to go to urgent care asks the same questions. And honesty is the best policy. And so that's why we're going over these. And I don't want to sound like a stickler, but I am. I want to make sure that you have all this mapped out. So in the event that something happens, your practice is protected.
Can I add something to that, Pam?
Of course you can.
This is likely implied and everyone has already done this, but please don't get into a situation where you don't know where to send them. That should be part of your plan where you know exactly who can take care of your team member, because not every urgent care center is set up to do so. So where are they going to go and what's the plan?
Yes. And you sound like you've had an experience before.
I have.
I know you have.
Where am I supposed to go? Just
certainly all the medical offices in it to see who I can send to.
Yes,
Don't be like me.
Yes. So Des, absolutely. Thank you for that. Let's talk about number 9.
Pam's favorite.
Okay. Now I want you to stop taking notes for just a minute. I'm going to lean in. Number 9, proper sterilization, puncture protective utility gloves. These cannot be purchased at Kroger's, HEB, or your local grocer. These aren't the same thing. These are OSHA approved sterilization protective utility gloves, and they can be purchased from your supplier. This will help with being punctured by a disinfectant needle. It'll prevent you from being cut by a scalpel, and you'll still follow the protocol, but this protects you. You will use this when you are sterilizing a contaminated treatment room after taking care of the patient. You also use it during sterilization. And I hear many team members were like, well, Pam, they are clunky. They're uncomfortable. I can't pick up a burr. I can't do this. They are uncomfortable. I can't do it. What should I do? And I say, you should order the proper gloves, small, medium, and large, and follow the protocol because I love you and I want to make sure that you're safe. Now, that should prevent you from sending hate mail or unfriending me on Instagram for those that we are friends. But these are the proper gloves when sterilization is being done, not your patient gloves. And I'm okay to take the hit, but I feel the same way about sterilization utility gloves as what, Steve?
As leggings.
Oh, dear.
Leggings are not pants, right, Pam?
Yes, there's another webinar.
Oh my goodness.
All right, bring it in for number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 is an OSHA manual with written safety guidelines and an assigned officer. And the assigned officer does not necessarily mean the office manager or the doctor. The OSHA officer can be anyone in the practice. That's the person that will make sure that your OSHA manual is up to date and that all of your policies and procedures are followed. This has to be built by everything that we went over and then some. And Steve's going to talk to you next. After number 10, we're going to do a quick little summary, but this is a big violation of not having an OSHA manual with your written safety guidelines and an assigned OSHA officer. And it doesn't mean that OSHA officer has to be on a term for 10 years. You can decide in your practice, are you going to have it 1 year term, 2 year term, whatever the case may be, assign an OSHA officer, someone that will be the keeper of your OSHA manual to ensure you are safe so that you can take great care of your patients.
I vote for Stuart to be the OSHA officer for
The keeper of the
Are you
manual.
saying that because he won?
Yes, he did so well on the quiz. He's
And if I get to wear those gloves.
yes.
Yes.
Gloves.
And let me know if I get any hate mail over the utility. All right, guys, let's summarize what we just talked about. All right, there's 3 things to start. Number 1, what is your training plan? After you get trained, how are you going to make sure that it stays in place every year and make it a part of how you care for each other as team members? Number 2, who's your OSHA officer? Who's going to be the keeper of your OSHA manual to ensure that everything's up to date and there are no violations in your practice? And number 3, do you have written protocols in place? This is all a part of what we just talked about today. And so if you start with these 3 and then build on it, we will know for a fact that you will be taken care of. All right, Steve?
Love it. All right. So thank you, Pam and Des, for the quick update. Top 10. There's a lot more than that, but those are the most frequently violated ones. So thanks for the summary. Crown Council Resource Partner Rectangle Health has a great OSHA compliance resource that will keep you in compliance ongoing. You can scan that QR code and fill out the form for more information on their OSHA compliance program. It's ongoing so that everyone meets the requirements for training, having the correct OSHA manual in your office, having a safety officer, all those things that Pam's covered today is covered in their program. So you can scan that and for more information so you can stay in compliance. And next slide, Des. We are very excited to announce, I mentioned a little bit about this last week, the TOPS Leadership Academy coming up in October is for doctors and dental assistants.
Yeah.
And part of dental assisting responsibility is OSHA compliance, like everybody else in the practice. So we'll have some content on that, as well as all things how to be an amazing dental assistant. Dr. David Rao, who leads Accelerated Dental Assisting Academy, who was on the live stream last week, will also be a guest faculty along with his team, doing some work around skills you can develop to be one of the leading dental assistants in the country. So it's going to be a fun, packed 2 days. Pam, I think you're taking everybody to dinner in the Fort Worth Stockyards, I think, as a part of this. Pam's
Yeah.
Yes. So please come.
Bring your boots.
Yes.
You can scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner to register. Great opportunity for doctors and dental assistants to learn together, grow together, and up their game in the clinical part of the practice. So looking forward to that. Pam, Des, thank you for your OSHA genius today and getting us more compliant. Stuart, congratulations on winning the quiz.
You
I
guys
think
were
we might need a rematch, Steve. I feel like.
I don't know. You can go home. You got bragging rights tonight. You can go home and
competitive, you
Oh,
both.
Oh,
No,
I've already posted it. I've already posted it to my Instagram.
have you? Yeah, you're pretty proud of that.
Go, Stu, go.
It'll be a Steve's Peeves losing on a win.
Hey, so next week, make sure to join us on Thursday for Crown Council Live. We're going to do cybersecurity. Again, it's Safety Month, and computer and cybersecurity is a big part of that. It is the biggest issue in computing today, is keeping things safe, how to keep your patient data safe, your practice safe. Lot of just tragic examples, even within the Crown Council, of when things went wrong, how wrong they really went. So we'll be joined by Brent Pinnell from Control Alt Protect, who is one of the leading experts in the country on cybersecurity and what you can do to keep your data safe and you safe as well. So coming up next Thursday.
Very good. Thanks, everybody. Grateful to have you today. And that's the end of our show. I guess we'll give you back 24 minutes get back to work. So we're grateful.
All good. Thanks, Des.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Crown
Thank
Council
you.
World. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.